In today's video, I will be showing you how to airbrush craft acrylic paints for plastic models. Got two different types of acrylic paints here. I have Anita's and we have an apple barrel. Anita's I bought from Hobby Lobby. I think Michaels may sell it. I'm not exactly sure, but Rust-Oleum makes it. Apple barrel, Plaid makes it. You can buy this at Walmart for 50 cents. You can buy this at Hobby Lobby for 89 cents. You can get, on some days, you can get it at a discount and get this for 65 cents, I believe. So, I mean, there's both of them good for airbrushing, just different colors, spectrums. So, let me show you how to do it. You will need distilled water. That's it. That's all that's in here is just water. Nothing else, nothing fancy, just water. And you will need a measuring cup, a medicine measuring cup. You can buy these on Amazon. You can get them to like a pharmacy and buy these, but I measure in milliliters. You can measure in teaspoons, but I like milliliters because it's more fine adjustments. I will be airbrushing also on a spoon. So I like to mix my paint. 5 milliliters of paint to 12.5 milliliters of water. That's like a 1 to 1.5 ratio. That's the perfect mixture. I've experimented with all different sorts of ratios. That's the perfect one for me. I'll show you how it's done. Here's this paint I'm going to be using. I'm also going to airbrush a black one too. So shake this paint really, really well. That's the problem with a lot of acrylic paint. It's hard to mix it. Okay, we're using Twilight Blue. Like I said, 5 milliliters of paint, 12.5 milliliters of water. That's 1 to 1.5 ratios. I don't know how good you can see that, but it is at 5 milliliters of paint. Now we're going to add to 12 milliliters of water. 12.5. Just like that. If you go a little bit over, it's not that big of a deal. Now, you can see, just mix it. You can see, just mix it, make sure all is off the bottom. I like to use a little glass bottle with a lid. You can just stir this up really, really good, but I like to shake it. As you can see here, no matter how much you stir it, it will still be on the bottom of the cup here, like a lot of the paint will. So I can try to scrape that in there, measure it out, and just dump it in here. Or you can use a plastic bottle, anything to shake it in. You can use an empty one of these bottles, just anything to shake it. Put the lid on really good and just shake it. You have to shake it viciously. This paint does not like to mix up well. As you can see, like the consistency of milk. I don't know if you can see that, but that's about the consistency of milk. That's how you want it. It's exact perfect ratio for craft paints. You will mix this black paint the exact same way. Another problem with people airbrush and craft paint on these spoons. You see the spoon is really shiny. You have to sand it. That's with any plastic here. Any plastic you put in spray and craft paint, you have to sand. It will not stick. So I'm using 1000 grit sandpaper and sand the spoon or your model. Or the paint will not stick, it will just bead up like water on the surface. You can use 1500 grit sandpaper, I like to use 1000. As you can see, it lost a shine. I set the airbrush compressor to 19 psi, but I also use a gravity feed so it uses more air. You have to spray very light coats of this on the first coat because I am not using primer. So spray very light coats. After the second coat, you can start spraying heavy. I use a hair dryer in between coats to dry it. It only takes about 5 seconds on low, then I turn it on high to dry the paint in between coats. Here's the spoons after I airbrushed them. As you can see how good it picks up in the camera. This is that twilight blue. This is the black. So for the gloss, I will be using Pledge Revive It Floor Gloss to spray over these. Here's the spoons afterwards. No buffing. You can see that. There's the black one. No buffing. And we're going to take the used dryer cloth sheet and just buff. Use turtle wax. You can use any wax you want. Just using turtle wax, what I had. Take just a little dab. Just take it a little bit and just rub it around. It's a little much, but I get it back after it dries. Okay, we are back. These are hazy with the wax. It's hazed over, as you can see. And I'm just gonna take cloth. This is a sock, one of my kids' old socks. Don't tell my wife. But before I applied this, I did off camera buff these with this before I did apply the wax. Get this excess home, but I just want to buff it. A circular motion. I'm gonna buff these off camera, and I will get back. Okay, we are back. Shine, as you can see, it is a pretty good shine. The paint on this is not perfect. I just hurried up and sprayed it. If I was doing like a body, I would take more of my time and sprayed it. But yeah, this is not, the paint's not all that perfect. Got some scratches in it. And some of the spoons bouncing around and stuff like that. But as you can see, it is a good shine. This is just craft paint and floor gloss and wax. Say to me, that's a excellent shine, as you can see. Here's the black one. You can see I got some orange peel in my paint. It is just floor gloss, craft paint. But there's also to it. This is a little DIY put together for y'all. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you want more like this.